Now, don't get it twisted. I'm not saying that these people are lazy. I'm not saying they're lazy at all, because a lot of them are very, very hard workers. They work hard at whatever they're doing, whatever they specialize in terms of their role. They work very hard at that particular, staying strong in that particular arena. They're not lazy. And I wouldn't even say they're confused. They're just, that's what fragmentation or fragmented is. That's what I'm saying. They're fragmented. And even if you wanted to, let's just say, like, even if you didn't line up with the biblical, with any biblical truth or anything like that, fine. But the reality is, and you can see this, like, this is observable many times over, is that your body affects your mind, and your mind affects your heart, and your heart affects your mind, and your soul, or, well, okay, if we're not going off of the biblical thing. So, like, for the biblical people, it's the soul, but for, I guess, everyone else, your sense of purpose and meaning in life, whatever it may be, that thing affects all of it. It affects your body, it affects your mind, and it affects your heart. They all interconnect. They all interplay with each other. So, again, where you might be strong in one thing, and that's enough to hold the boat and stop it from gathering water, you still have some cracks there that could potentially bust wide open, and then you sink. And I've seen it way too many times. Heck, I did it myself, right? Like, that's the thing. Like, a large part of what I'm telling you here is through experience as well. Again, I was in the corporate world. I made my job my complete identity. That's exactly what I did. And then I made my next role, whether it was in the corporate world or whether it was in my business, wherever it was, then I made that my identity. And all the while, I was lacking in a couple things. And I can tell you personally, relationships, they were suffering. They were hurting, right? I don't think I ever suffered intellectually, because I'm an analytical person. But I never had trouble with the analysis. I never had trouble with the intellect. And in fact, I would think myself into trouble and think myself out of trouble, right? So that was always a thing. Had heart issues, though. Didn't know how to process a lot of things. And another thing, I was a body. I guess I still am a body person, right? I love working out. I love seeing what this body is capable of. So it was just like where I was strong in mind and body, and maybe I was pretty strong in soul and spirit. I was suffering in heart. I was pretty terrible in relationships. And maybe let's just say I had average endurance. So I was fragmented too. And honestly, I'm still working through some of that, because after everything, like what I told you last episode, look, my life, we took some hits on the chin out here. And there's still some things that I have to deal with internally that is just like, that's going to take a long time to deal with, long time to sort through. But I'm taking the small steps to get there. And that's kind of the goal here, to take the small steps to go from fragmented to whole, to go from broken to put together again. Because integration across all of those arenas allows you to do your specialized role even better. See, that's the crazy part. The more you specialize, so the more you take on your specialized role as your identity, the less you're able to do within your specialized role, because eventually that leads to ruin. But the more you keep your specialized role as what it is, just a specialized role, and you integrate across your entire being,